All right, good evening, everybody. December 26th, it's about 5 p.m., day after Christmas. Oh, sometimes there's nothing better than the day after Christmas. Catching up a little bit. Not that there was a whole lot to do today, but yeah, I haven't coughed for an hour and now I'm coughing because I started the video. I'm getting through my sickness though. It's a good cough. It's a good thing. Good day today. Caught up on a lot of things. One of the things I was caught up on was a 40 bale sale. We're going to talk about this, folks, and this is for the people that are in the learning stages here and want to know what the heck we're dealing with here. And we're talking about this ugliness. I was kind of leery, and I stated that on a couple videos about this bigger sale today. You know, it ended up to be a 40 bale sale. 40 bale sale in my book is a pretty big ordeal. Very grateful of it. I was a little leery what they were showing up with because our phone conversations weren't the greatest. But they ended up showing up with a true semi and drop deck. And we were able to safely, responsibly, and respectfully put 40 bales on there. So it's real good. Okay, let's take a look at what we're going to call baleage spoil. If you keep up with the videos, I experienced the power of moving water. Just down the road where I wrapped a whole bunch of other alfalfa, I wasn't too smart about where I placed these lines. I'll admit it. I mean, the proof is right here. Anyway, what ended up happening was we got some monsoons, which I'm going to say was, when the hell was that? Yeah, September-ish or something like that. And anyway, the drainage off the sorghum field across the road and into that low-lying alfalfa field, it hit the two lines of bales first with a lot of force. It ended up moving those lines. I wish I could tell you what I labeled that video. It was absolutely mind-boggling to me. I mean, I think about it now, and yeah, naturally okay, but it was just an amazing amount of natural force. And so anyway, what happened was it ended up splitting both rows. One row, it split it twice. This is the outcome right here. These nasty bales. There's actually one bale that was the first bale that was still pretty good. I want to say it was this one or that one that isn't too bad, but it's not a sellable product. That's a fact. They will be fed out. This guy here, this was definitely where one of those lines split. Now, I will be feeding that out. There's going to be some of you that disagree. What's going to happen is it's going to be forked on this end and flipped over to where this is on the ground. And the cows will pick through it, and they will be they'll be picky about what they're eating. But yeah, valuable lesson learned. I want to say thus far, because I haven't tapped into that second crop row, thus far with just on the first line there was 4 bales that are I'm not going to call them waste because I am going to feed them, but not a sellable product. Well, you think about it, well, not a big deal, right? Well, if you're selling these bales for 40, 50, 60 bucks, it turns out to be a lot of money. A lot of money in my book. I don't know about you guys. But yeah, I just thought it'd be kind of interesting to show what happens when these lines either get split by, of course, what happened here, which was the force of nature of water, or you get a hole in the wrap. This mold. And that's what that is, folks. That is mold. Some of it's not too bad. The 2 bales, as you can see, are the worst. These bales are not too bad at all. I hauled these here the other day. Actually, I hauled these here on Christmas morning. I had no single bale sales today, so these been kind of sitting here. If they sit here for another couple days, they're gonna really dry out on the ends, and I'm gonna have to really think about that. You pull back this dry stuff and just look at this. Actually, there was a lot of grass in this one, but you can see the alfalfa. So yeah, bale sale went real good today. Got caught up on a lot of other things, ran a lot of errands. Never-ending battle paying some bills. Not really a whole lot to show here, folks. I wish it was a little different, but that's what we got going. Heifer lot's doing just fine. They got their bale of their new bale of alfalfa this morning. They just finished up their grain, so now they're kind of on lazy mode. The cows are going to be absolutely peed right off at me. I am not giving them another bale of anything this evening because they've got 3 quarter to half rings of feed, and yeah, I'm making them clean that up. They'll be bellering in the morning, but that's okay. No big deal. So yeah, things are going okay. I'm not here to give you any false information or lead you up into something. It's not really my style. But I will tell you this much, folks, and I meant to talk about this on a previous video here in the last week. I just kind of failed in doing so. I had a lot going on, and I had to think about it first. You will, without a doubt, be seeing a TMR video here. I'm going to say within the next month. There's been some conversations. Actually, the company stopped here. I'm very grateful for. It's a manufacturing company, not too terribly far from here, that makes a wonderful TMR to include a lot of other things, farming related. And it looks like we're going to come into an agreement for a full-on, what I'm going to call lengthy TMR demo. Right now, I believe, I mean, I kind of have my pick. I hate to say it like that. I'm kind of been told, Ben, figure out what's good for you. What's reality? What would you purchase? And let us know, and we will get what you need, which was great to hear. Right now, I think I'm looking at their 420 cubic foot. I always thought it was a 420 bushel, and I swear it still is bushel, but on the pamphlets and the web page, it's cubic feet. It is a single screw. I remember talking a lot about this in a lot of the comments, and I was just mind-boggled on, you know, single screw. Why? Wouldn't a double, you know, a twin screw be better? It'd chop it up a lot better? Well, I've gained my little education on that, including the representative from the company, who was fantastic. And they gave me the science behind it, and of course, sometimes I just need to hear things a few times, and it makes sense to me. So, anyway, I'm going to stop gabbing about it, but I can about promise you within a month or less, there will be a TMR on this farm, and we're going to do a whole bunch of different videos on sorghum, alfalfa baleage, how does it handle it, timing trials, what we're going to call it, what does it take to do up the best product, grain rations, how much, and I think what we're going to do, folks, it's not going to be real proper. I have an opportunity, though, that I'm not going to say no to. This is an opportunity to test something out that I want to be reality for next year. And it'd be great to get that educate. Look at what we got here. And this is what we were just going to talk about. It's an opportunity to gain an education on what's going to be reality. Now, is there any need for all that crap? Come on, put your head up. Come on. Jeez. And see, that right there is a topic for a conversation. Let me finish my sentence. I have a great opportunity to see what next year's reality is going to be. So we're talking about a lot of money here. You know, you got to watch your pennies. And anyway, enough of that crap. What I'm wanting to do this spring or summer is box in this stanchion setup here. Now, my true goal, there's 30 stanchions here, 30 head stanchions. What I'm wanting to do is add 10 more. And it has to be this way, it has to. Therefore, I do, unfortunately, need to move the water tank. I also want to dig up some piping, and I want to put another tank over in the shelter. So, whatever. Add on another 10 stanchions and keep going that way, and then I want to box this in. The reason I want to box it in is because there's already a beautiful concrete floor, feed floor. And then I don't know, maybe I don't know how far away, but then about a 2 foot, I'm just going to guesstimate a 2 foot wall for a true bunk. So, but that's not reality for this winter. And here I am talking about a TMR mixer. What we're going to do is we're just going to put up with it. We're going to go ahead and we're just going to dump it in how it is. I do need to clean all this out. And I also want to get rid of this hump. I need to borrow my buddy's skid steer or Mini X and do a little doctor in here, which I'm kicking the hell out of myself that I did not do that when we had fair weather. It was on my radar to do too, but you know, the old saying goes. And test it out. Now, you've seen that one young heifer in here. These stanchions are suitable, I think, for these size animals, but just barely. That was also one of the Red Angus, and the Red Angus are a lot smaller than the other blacks or black baldies in here. What I'm going to start doing to get them used to the stanchion setup is I'm going to start feeding small square leaf hay in here in about another week. Quite very simply, I'm going to take some of that extremely nice grassy second crop and throw in about 2 bales worth down the whole line so they can start getting their heads through it and getting used to it. Otherwise, it'll just be an absolute failure. There'll be more feed waste in the beginning than you can count. But that's the goal. And then, of course, even the cows, I don't have a proper setup out in the pasture. I don't have anything set up in the pasture or to the cow yard. My ultimate goal is, with the addition of the beef barn, another 72 feet that's going on there, I really got to hit the drawing board and see if I can't come up with fence line bunk feeders, the concrete deals. If that doesn't cut the mustard, what I have in mind is some H bunks, concrete H bunks. They're not too terribly pricey, and to be very honest with you, I know a guy, the famous saying, I know a guy not too far from here, 30, 35, 40 miles, that can probably fab this up. He's already in monster proportions making the concrete bunk silo walls. In fact, any bunk silo wall within probably a 200 to 300 mile radius here, he's probably got some of his product there. He's doing a great job. So I don't know, a lot to think about. It's not going to be too proper and not very professional here when we do get it here and start mixing a product, but we're going to abide by what is here. And I think an education needs to be gained now. I know it does. I want to be in full force TMR feeding, you know, next winter. and put my science to it. Well, I've got some education to gain, and what better way to gain it than actually doing it and screwing up and learning from it. I'm a big believer in that. You just hope it doesn't cost you too much damn money. But anyway, all right, I gabbed on enough. That's about it. I can promise you that that is coming. I'm going to start conversations after the new year. After the new year, I'm going to get a hold of them, and we're going to go from there. So I look very forward to it. I hope you guys do too. And I look forward to sharing in comments when we're doing this. This is all a learning ordeal, folks. I look forward to sharing comments and videos and learning by them, and all of us together with a lot of the education that's out there, which I'm so grateful for, in getting a proper mix. So my words aren't all there. I think you guys know what I'm trying to say. But anyway, I got a couple things to tie up, and it's going to be dark here in just a little bit. And I am looking at a dead still night of inside, and I'm going to kick the rest of this sickness and wake up hopefully 90% tomorrow morning. I hope. But that's about it, folks. Hope you had a nice Christmas and everything else. Nice New Year's to come, and all is well. So anyway, folks, we're going to talk to you sooner and later. Have a great night.